the report is that he re-aggravated an injury that was already there, and so now that he's out of the fight, everybody's throwing their name in the hat, and one of those people is Henry Cejudo, who tweeted out, "Hey Dana White, give me a shot at Alex. I would never cancel. I'm Mexican, and we don't pull out of anything." And then
We don't pull out of anything.
That's why he's got a baby now.
And then he followed up and said, "Dana White, we need a UFC champ from the UFC. I'm your best chance. I'll put Alex to sleep faster than Joe Biden." But also, the other report is that Korean Zombie is the front runner for this, and I've seen people like Josh Emmett and others put their name out there for the title shot as well.
I've seen a lot of people. Yair Rodriguez, Josh Emmett, they're all vying for that spot. But if you're going to be honest and say who's the person, I don't know what's going on with Henry and the UFC as far as he retired, and we've all said that he's going to come back. We believe that he's going to be back. It's a money issue or something like that, but he's been out for a while, and the longer that he's out, it's not easy to come back. But he has been training. I know. I watched. But he's been training and stuff. But there's a difference between that speed factor when it's real and Volkanovski. The one thing that you know about Volkanovski, look, he can be beat. Any man or woman can be beat on a given day, but Volkanovski is definitely not going to make it easy, and you're going to have to beat him because that is a stone-cold killer. He is just tough as hell. But Henry's the guy, you talk about skills, the one thing that matches up well, a lot of guys are a lot bigger than Henry when it gets into that, going up in weight into the bantamweights and then featherweights. Mm-hmm. But, Henry will be the shorter guy by a little bit, but he's not smaller than Volkanovski, really. He's shorter, but he'd actually match up pretty well because Volkanovski doesn't have a big reach. He doesn't have those kind of advantages. He's usually the guy that has a disadvantage. He just, makes it happen. And so it's a good fight. And the skill level and the wrestling that Henry brings and his stand-up that is now good and the way he delivers things, it's a great fight.
I've been saying this for the longest time. This is the only fucking fight I want to see Henry fight. This is it. I want to see Henry come in and try and get the triple C, the real triple C. I know he's got the Olympic gold medal, but I want to see him for him to be the first. Can't tell me he wouldn't be considered the best.
Quad C.
Yeah, it'd be quad C. We call it quad C now. Dave likes to chime in on quad C stuff sometimes, but I think that this would be the fight to make. Now I love Korean Zombie. I think Yair has a valid case, even though he's coming off of a loss. He's got a valid case.
No, he doesn't. He's coming off a loss. That's a problem.
But I understand that. But it was a pretty damn good fight.
It was a great
Max.
fight. It was a great fight.
And I think stylistically he does pose a threat to Volkanovski with those kicks, the style of which he does it. I mean, and I'm not, and you guys all know, I'm not a Yair Rodriguez fan at all. I mean, I'm a fan of him in terms of the way he fights. I love the way he fights. But the other stuff, I just don't like the way he handled. He was very crude in the way he have said, hey, to try and put his name in the hat for this fight on Twitter. I don't know. It seems like it's just fake. I don't really care for it. But his style of fighting, I think, would pose some serious threats. Now, in saying that, Volk's manager and Volk, they both have kind of come out and said that, that it seems like Korean is, because Volkanovski is the only one that's commented, or he's only commented on Korean Zombies.
Korean Zombie, yeah.
Yeah, on Korean Zombie. So I'm assuming that that's probably the one that he's looking to fight. And if once the champ says, pretty much this is who I want, it seems like the UFC is going to give him a little bit of love and probably give him that fight.
Yeah,
it would make sense. I mean, what Korean Zombie, is he coming off of a win?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's coming off of a win. Who did he beat?
Because he
didn't. Yeah, who did he beat last? Because before that, he had lost to
he lost
Yair,
to
correct?
No, he lost to Ortega.
Dan Ige.
Ortega.
He beat Dan Ige.
Gotcha. So Dan Ige. So, I mean, he's coming off of a
That's
win.
A good
but
win.
I mean,
that's a good win.
It would be a good fight. I think he's a lot bigger than Volk, but Volk has proven that Brian Ortega was bigger than him too. And that didn't make a difference.
Everyone's bigger than him.
But I just think the wrestling of Henry Cejudo is
makes
game
a big
changer.
difference.
The speed of Henry Cejudo will also be a difference too.
Yep.
So the speed and the takedown and the ability to scramble, that's going to favor Henry Cejudo. And Volk is usually the guy that is the smaller guy with a little bit more speed and a little bit more of the scramble and the transitions. Which he's not going to have against Henry. But Henry, like when Henry fought Marlon Moraes slowed down and got tired. Volkanovski's not going to do that.
Nope.
So he's going to have to go hard the whole time. Yeah. And he's going up in a weight class. Marlon Moraes is a big guy. Marlon Moraes is bigger than probably Volkanovski when you put them side by side. Yeah. And I think in walk around probably he's bigger. So I think Henry can deal with that. I think Henry knows how to deal with it. So we'll see if they give it to him. I doubt they will, but I would love to see that fight. That's the only fight I want to see Henry come back for. Maybe Peter Yan. Maybe. Piotr. I don't know if it's
Piotr Yan. Whatever it is. But yeah, I agree with you. I think the big difference is it would take one of the aspects that makes Volkanovski very dangerous is he does have good takedowns and he does put people on the ground and he does do good work on the ground when he's there. He's going to have a hard time taking Henry Cejudo down, and if he does get him down, I don't see him keeping him down.
Yeah,
Henry's too good at that aspect of the game. His scrambling ability is just incredible, and it would be fun. But look, I would have to say, going into it, you got to make Volkanovski the favorite in the fight. Have to.
Oh, for sure. I mean, because of the time off, even if he didn't have the time off,
all of it.
I would agree with you. Yeah, and that pains me to say.
I know.
I would agree with you. But who else in that? Dave, can you go back to the rankings, please? Who else in there could potentially outside of these guys?
Well, since I was looking at it, and the only one that you could look and say out of those guys, because obviously Brian Ortega is not going to be in that mix, is you could put the guy that gets no respect, but people don't even bring up, don't even think about it. Arnold Allen, who's good. He's a stud. That guy is a solid fighter everywhere. And I think he would match up well with Volkanovski. He really would.
Yeah, but he's the one that hasn't said anything on social media.
I know.
So guess what? Closed mouths don't get fed, my friend.
Dude, squeaky wheel, man. Exactly what you're saying. It's part of his personality. It's who he is. He's not that talker. He's not that guy that boasts. Some bitch can fight, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see where he goes because he's the only one that I've been looking through this a little bit, and he's the only one that I haven't seen say anything that's in that top ranking. Josh Emmett says something. I think Cater's going to wait till he gets a win, then probably.
Well, Cater's got to go through Giga. Yeah, Giga doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, but I'm saying the winner of
a couple days away.
I think the winner of Giga and Cater's probably going to try to throw their name in there unless the match has already been done.
I'll tell you what, it could be that I'm not too sure if they're going to throw Cater in there if he gets the win, but I could see them throwing Giga in there if he got the win.
100% agree. Okay.